Hello and welcome to KennyRoy.com. I'm Kenny Roy. This is the Ask Video Mail for the week of June 8th, 2015. Welcome to the site to you new members, and welcome back to the old members. The Ask Video Mail is your chance to get your question in character animation or performance answered in a video just like this one, but I need your question if I'm going to answer it right. Yes, of course, please send your questions to webmasterkennyroy.com. I go through all the questions that I think, and I answer the ones I think that will help the most people. I'm a little bit turned around today. There's no such thing as a stupid question, and it is the best way to get the most out of the site. Now, let's address the elephant in the room. I'm sitting down. What is going on? I'm sitting down. All right, here's why. I did such a good job for 3 years, never sitting. I've had a standing desk for 3 years, and I sat for maybe 20 minutes at a time, that I actually have made it so that my legs are super used to standing and like almost nothing else. And I've started going to the gym in addition to running and doing the trails around my house, and it is taking me an insane amount of time to recover, and my back actually hurts after my leg workouts, and that is because the way that your body works. Here, I'll demonstrate on Mr. Ninja here. The way that your body works is that everything is all connected all the way up and down, okay? So in my back right now, there is a tightness that is being exacerbated by the fact that when I exercise my legs, that the muscles tighten up and pull on everything. So my back was really bad last week after a leg workout, and my chiropractor and I agree that I need to do a little bit more sitting and not stand so much. But I need to do a lot of stretching. I need to sit correctly and all that stuff. So if you're wondering why Kenny Roy, Mr. Standing Desk, is sitting, I'm sitting for about 2 hours a day and standing for about 6. So I've upped it a little bit, but that shouldn't affect things too badly. Everything should be all right otherwise. And I know it's kind of weird to see me sit because you actually never get to see me sit. But anyway, here we are. So let's get to the question. It's tied into a lot of what we're doing. Remember that there is a Twitch stream. This is the Twitch stream. If you want to know. How come that didn't work? Oh, that's not working. Okay, well, it is just twitch.tv/Arconics. Twitch.tv/Arconics. I will show you the link here in a second. And we are streaming every single day. So if you want to come in, talk animation, talk shop, support what we're doing on stream, which is game development, absolutely appreciate you being there and really love for you to stop by. It's totally free. I'm trying to do just more and more and more that you guys can take advantage of, so please come by. Okay, twitch.tv/Arconics, and I will just put that up here for you. Actually, let's just use Notepad. Oh boy. Twitch.tv/Arconics. Please go check that out. Really love to see you guys all join this stream. But let's check the question. You're gonna like it. Great question. Hey, that's totally related to what I'm doing right now. Of course I'm going to answer that. Thank you for asking it. First of all, let me just jump in right here so you just see that link. So what we are learning about animation in games is that there is there are a couple different ways to get your animation into a game, at least in the Unity engine. And the major thing that you need to remember is if your action is an action that needs to blend with multiple other actions, that you should have that blend in mind. Okay? So, for instance, here we have the idle cycle of our little dinosaur that you ride in our game. All right? So here is the idle. So he's looking around and he's kind of just loving life, loving people. Okay? The way that this was animated, he never really gets too far into any action that when you blend to the animation where he's being mounted, anything will go to like crazy. So here is where he gets mounted. Anim's runner, Runtega mount. Here it is. Here's the animation where he gets mounted. And to blend to this animation is not very like jarring to the motion of the character itself. So here he is getting mounted. Okay, so if you imagine that this pose, this start pose on this mount animation is basically a almost like a blend shape, then you're only responsible as the animator to make it so that there is a sort of like a nice like logical, nice transition to that animation. So that means that like in your idle cycle, you're not going to take like you're not going to have the dinosaur. Pardon me. You're not going to have the dinosaur like look and then do something like a quick little like scratch or something, or like a head shake or whatever, because if he's right in the middle of that and he starts getting mounted, then it's going to look like weird that like the hand, because the way that blending works in most game engines is that it really actually just like averages uses like almost like animation layers. It uses like weighting. So like if you're like scratching, then that back and forth motion on the hand is going to, as it goes to that position where he's about to be mounted, it's gonna go like this, right? So that blend would look weird. So it really needs to be you just need to realize that there's a lot of different like blends that are probably going to happen, and for things that do need to blend, you need to account for that. Now there are things that don't need to blend, and yes, they are cut up. To kind of answer your question, in games, it's all cut up when the order of the animation is not like programmed into the game. It's not like immediately known. So, for instance, your character, like a cutscene where your character like walks into some place and someone walks up to him and says, or her, and says like, you're the hero we've been waiting for. Come over here so I can show you, the weapon of power that you need to defeat the monster or whatever. So all of that wouldn't be cut up. You wouldn't like animate like that in a shot format. You would animate that entire thing. So the person walking up to you saying, "You are the hero we've been waiting for. Come over here and I'll show you, the weapon of power that you need to defeat the monster." That all of that would be one animation. Okay, and even if the camera is cutting around in the game, still that would be one animation. Now, if you if you follow that person and you stop there, and there's like weapons on the ground, and it says like press A to pick up the weapon, and then you pick up the weapon, and they say like, great, now it's time to blah, blah, blah. So that would be a cut point. So in games, you actually are animating stuff that ends up being a lot longer. I found, the shots, the length of the shots, if you want to call them shots, ends up being a lot longer. So here is the game as it exists right now, and if you look, the runner, he's called a runner. The runner right now, he will blend to the animation of being mounted. He will blend to that. Right when I hit the button to mount. So you see how he gets into that pose, and then we jump on top of him. Now there's a weird little camera hitch, but the same thing happens when I jump off of him. He goes to that pose and actually starts doing his idle again. Now we're actually, so that transition was a lot nicer than the one that just happened. We're actually working on the dismount because the dismount's not blending nicely. But as you can see, every single time I mount, the runner, wherever he is in his idle cycle, it blends to the first frame of that mounting animation. You see that? See how his head was turned and then it turned back? We're working on the dismount, but look how see how I just hit the button and he blended back to that. So he wasn't doing something that was so like crazy that he wasn't, that it didn't